All right, everybody. Hey, it's Mike Marlow with Lights for Christmas. So one of the things, I got a special guest today, and I want to make sure that this gets out to everybody. It's my good friend Brian LeDonne up in New York. He runs PC Digital. It's a marketing company. He's really good at his business, and we've been talking for a couple times. And I felt like this is what we want to bring together to help everybody gauge their business, so then they're doing things now so they can be successful in the fourth quarter. And that's what starts now. So welcome, Brian. So thank you very much for getting on, and thank you very much for some of the short conversations that we've had and all these little things. So
thanks, Mike.
Yeah. So tell everybody like what you do and what's your main, what makes your company, help these homes, the holiday lighting companies that are out there that are just getting in business or have been in business, and then what are they not doing that they should be doing?
Fine. The biggest, Mike, thanks for the intro. I appreciate it. What we do at PS Digital, full service marketing agency, we make sure businesses have the fundamentals in place. There's 5 items. Number 1 is your logo. Number 2 is the Google business profile page. 3 is website. 4 is reviews. 5 is Google ads. What I would recommend, being at the time we're in, April 23rd, definitely make sure you have access to your Google business profile page. It's a free listing. It's lets people know who you are, where you're located, how to get in contact with you, what your service areas are, and it's a lead generating listing, free from Google. Make sure you have access. Make sure you look at it. How many reviews do you have? If you're south of 4, Mike, if you're south of 4 reviews, you better do something now. Go for that low hanging fruit. Bump that up as close to 5 as possible. Let me ask you
a quick question about your Google business page, because you have a lot of other options, and you're going out there, you're listing your business, your website, your phone number, address. And I know that Google has been kind of tightening up to make sure that you are a legitimate company, and making sure that if you're saying you're a business in a store or brick and mortar, you got to take pictures of it and all that stuff. Now, do you think from your experience, is it, because I know you can add some of the photos and create some of that service oriented, does that benefit? Or, I mean, what's your take?
It all benefits the business profile page with regards to the service areas. And you mentioned adding photos. You could actually add some videos.
Oh, you well can do videos. Okay, cool. I forgot about that.
As far as awesome. The main thing you want to do to that Google business profile is generate reviews on it. Go after many, many reviews as you can. Reply to those reviews. And then you want to post on this platform at least once a week for a little optimization purposes. And what we're talking about is your Google business profile page. When you show up, when people search for you 2 ways, they're either searching directly for you. Boom, your business profile page shows up. It's a powerful first impression on what they can expect if and when they contact you. The second way, Mike, it shows up is when they're looking for that service. Holiday lighting companies in Massapequa. There's a 3-pack that shows up. You want to be in that 3-pack. The way you get there is exactly what you just mentioned, adding those photos, and in addition to generating reviews, replying to reviews, making sure all the pertinent information, T's are crossed, the I's are dotted, and posting at least once a week on this platform.
Right.
It will generate leads for $0. Optimize it, and you will get lots of hyper local business.
So do you think, because obviously the Google business page is basically the old style yellow books, right? In a sense, and the bigger you add, the more you're going to get, and you want the right corners or whatever you want to say. Now, when you look at, do you have to often look at this stuff and edit it, or is there a certain practice that you recommend?
I mean, you want to definitely pay attention to it, at least on a weekly basis. Whether you're posting, someone in your office could take a look. You want to watch your reviews. You will get alerts once you do get a review, whether it's a 5-star or a 1-star.
Right.
But yes, pay attention to it. It is when people mention a business's name at a party or an event, the first thing they're going to do is they're going to Google search your business name. I recommend whoever's I recommend everyone watching this Google search your business name. Do you like what you see? It's on the right hand side. How many reviews do you have?
Yeah.
Do you have access to it? Do you have control of this Google bit? Lots of agencies claim the listings, and then
Mhm.
that business owner never actually gets ownership of that. So you're a little left high and dry. I don't know how to access it. If you need
Yeah.
help, let us know. One
That's
other thing you
smart because
mentioned
I'm sure
about,
that happens a lot. So,
yeah. And there was one other thing I was going to mention about the Google business profile. It is free. It's a lead generator. Reviews are paramount on this platform, and it's the main. Mike, you could import those reviews on your Google listing right onto your website. Then
so
also
they
something
just
you
start
can do.
showing up. Yeah. Because I see some other companies, because you can take, I know there's softwares out there that you can use to kind of take these reviews and push your clients. A lot of the guys who are on here have good CRM systems. So what that means is if they're using Java or House Call Pro or whatever site, Service Titan, they have those things set up where it's Judge Me or whatever, just so you can kind of get those reviews instantaneously right after the job is done. And I think that's one thing that I know for my company, my sales team, what they'll do is like, especially for a holiday, because the holiday gets so chaotic, right? And you're doing so much things. So what happens is we start calling everybody back in December. And then what we do is we start to kind of like, hey, how did everything go? Oh, by the way, can I send you a QR code to give us a review? And it helped boost our reviews. It's a manual process, it's not an automatic process, but I still like the human touch. That's just I recommend the human touch. I think that's something that's a lost art nowadays. Everybody wants to be automatic and automated. I mean, and I'm like, I'm not a big believer of that sometimes. So
And you could also, like you said, follow up directly after the project is completed, whether with a
mhm,
phone call. You could also embed it on your website, leave us a Google review, so it's easy for people to click that and then go to your Google business page to write the review. You mentioned a QR code, sure, something they could scan and leads them to your business profile page, and they could have at it, write that 5 star, that awesome review, generate. If you had a choice, where do you get these reviews? Should I get them on Yelp? Should I get them on my Facebook? Google, if you had a choice, Google is always number
number
one.
one,
90%, keep in mind, Mike, that 90% of all United States
mhm,
uses Google as their primary search engine. The
right?
other 10%, the DuckDuckGos, the Yahoos, the
Exactly.
Bings,
Mhm.
etc., focus on Google. Google is your primary 90% majority.
That's good. That's good understanding because I think and I'll be honest with you. Now I feel like I need to go look at our Google business page just to make sure that we have everything aligned. And now that you said we can add videos, I got a lot of videos I could be throwing up on my site that I think I take it as, and I'm sure other guys are in the same way or people, is that they get it all set up and they just put it on a shelf. And I think we all know in business, if anything you put on a shelf or even in a bookcase or whatever, you're not really going back and looking at it all the time. But if it's right there, put a review. I would say everybody is listening, just put on a calendar, review or a calendar appointment and just look at your Google business page once a month and then put that in the system. So Brian, real quick, you got a lot of knowledge in this stuff. What services could you offer the folks that are listening to kind of like, can they contact you and say, hey, this is, I really need some help? Because I know there's a lot of new companies and new business owners, and I can put myself in their shoes that they're worried about what they have to do today and tomorrow, and they're not really thinking about the admin side of their business to help them grow where some of their goals might meet. So I'm just going to ask you, is like, what can you input on that?
Sure, of course. So we could help from everything from creating, developing your first Google business profile page, whether that's the creation of it. Nowadays, they're doing the business video for verification purposes.
Mhm.
They used to do the postcard or the phone call or even an email with a verification code. Now they're doing a video verification, which
Really?
is making
Okay.
it a little bit more of a pain to get verified. But what we can do to help, will guide you through that process. Once it's cleaned, we can optimize it for you.
Mhm.
Also, too, if your business profile is suspended, if it's disabled, we have an amazing track record on getting it unsuspended,
Right.
getting it reinstated, excuse
Right.
me. So that's another item there. Also, if you don't have control, if you don't know how do you know if you have access to this Google business page? We could jump on the Zoom, help anyone out, make sure they have control, make sure they're the primary owner, and make sure all the other people or email addresses that have access are with your approval, and kick anyone off that you don't want to be on this platform of yours. We believe, Mike, we believe in it's your business, it's your business profile. You should have ownership on it,
Mhm.
and you should know how to access it. So we're able to help with any of that process to gain control, develop, or even reinstate.
You hit on something it just happened to us at Lights for Christmas. Our Google page was taken down. And I'm like, and you know how frustrating it is being a business owner? You're going, look, I'm a legitimate business. I'm not pulling the scam or anything like that. And then we had to go through the whole work of taking pictures, putting stuff on our B2B, our Better Business Bureau. We had to put our hours there, open a showroom, all that kind of stuff, which normally I wouldn't think that it was necessary. But that's when I said earlier, it's like Google is going through and doing audits on everybody. So, and what you were saying, getting reinstated, it's a big deal. And it's,
It, it is. And it may take a week, it may take 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Mhm.
But just stay at it. If you need help, let me know. And then, Mike, that parlays right into the website. You could take those Google reviews,
Mhm.
embed them with a widget onto your web. Credibility,
Yeah.
authority, a powerful and an effective first impression. Having those reviews on the homepage of your website, just it's a beautiful thing, and it's authentic. And anytime you get a review on your Google business profile, it
Mhm.
automatically updates on your website. So you don't really have to do much. Highly recommended. Have it on the homepage and have a testimonial page as well. So have both of those.
Yeah, I have them all. So and I agree with that because now a lot of times new companies don't have all those testimonials or anything. And so it's tough because they might have just got into the Christmas business like, all right, I'm ready to go. I do this. Now they haven't even done a job, but then how do you, I mean, those are just kind of the things you got to go through to get started. So,
Yeah, but that, and Mike, that's a great point. Just established a new business, they have maybe a few
mhm.
customers. My recommendation to boost up your reviews coming out of the gates, go for your friends, family,
Yeah, work that way.
so
Yeah, that's a good point.
people you do business with. Now, I'll have an authentic review. I'll be like, hey, I know Mike. He owns a business. He's on
Mhm.
time. He's professional. Like, write a 5-star review on your experience with that business.
Right.
Friends, family, associates. If you're part of different networking groups, maybe everyone writes each other a review. Like, hey, I've known Mike for 10 years. We're part of this networking group. He's amazing. He's on point. He's educational, informative, whatever it may be. So that's
Right.
a good
It's a
tip.
good point because, yeah, just because, yeah, you can always start somewhere just so you can get up. Like you said, the minimum is 5 reviews, guys. Everybody needs to get 5. And if you got 5, you better go get another 5. And when you get that 5, go get another 5 and just
Yep.
start using small increments. And then pretty soon you look back and go, all right, we got 50 reviews. And now how do you get to 100? Right. So,
And 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 to reap the rewards of all of these reviews, you could do so many things with it. Getting into the website now. Now,
mhm.
fine, you have them on the homepage, you have your testimonial page on the website. My next recommendation would be take a look at what you look like on the mobile device, hit
Right.
your website, and see. what your website looks on the mobile device.
Because I can tell
It's
you right now,
formatted.
like from my side, I can see analytics of like where everybody logs in and stuff. I bet you it's 85% all by mobile when they want to order from us and go to our sites and all that stuff. It's a very high number compared to like I'm sitting at a desk a lot of times, so I'm on a laptop. So
Sure. But like you said, now on Google Ads, you could get the percentages of people looking on the mobile device, the desktop versus the iPad. And you could see for yourself, mobile device is 2, 3, 4, 5 times the amount of searches, the amount of
Mhm.
conversions on that mobile device. If you have gray font on like if it's not legible text, if there's formatting issues, I
Right.
always
Yeah.
I always put myself in the shoes of the end user. Once you do that, do you like what you see on your website? Is it how do you say? If is
Well,
it
it
to the
has to be inviting and informative, and then you got to build client confidence right away within like that. When they see
and
it.
let's call that, Mike, not to cut, sorry to cut you off, but
No, you're fine.
the
Yeah.
call to action, make it easy. It made me think of this. Make it easy for someone to get in contact with you.
Right.
A call now button, get directions if need be.
Mhm.
Fill out a form. Maybe it's 8, 9 o'clock at night nowadays, or maybe even text us. Get a free estimate. Fill out this form. Call now. Make it easy for the end user. And your demographics have changed, especially with all the new homeowners. The
Right.
transition, oof, just the real estate boom. How many people have new houses? And
Mhm.
a lot of your clients, you're old school, Mike. So am I. I love to
Mhm.
meet in person. I love the phone call. But guess what? Make it do that text message option and that form fill option as well,
Right.
so you have everyone covered.
So let's get a little, I'd love to kind of tap into your knowledge of like the Google ads. Because let's say
Sure.
like, I'm just gonna just hypothetically, we're a company, lawn care company, it's gonna be in and holiday lighting. We know the right areas in our city that we want to kind of go into this group here. We don't want the whole city. I mean, how would you kind of form that, because I know there's like a geolocation and there's a lot of things that you can do to kind of get into those niches. I know personally, I always go with, and now homes keep on bumping up on pricing, but usually it was back in the day, it was $500,000 house on up, but it had to have a matching income, household income of 200 grand or more. And then that would be where some of our targets we would do for direct mail. Similar, I would think it'd be the same way if all that data is there for Google Ads. And I'll leave it to you. I'm just kind of setting it up a little bit.
Sure, sure. You're Google Ads specialist, Google certified. Love Google Ads. I run the Google department here at PS Digital. So
Mhm.
Google Ads, I do a search. You don't drive by a brick and mortar holiday lighting company. You're
Yeah,
doing a Google search. I
right,
have intent. My wife, I'm getting a little older. I want to jump. I'm looking for a low holiday lighting company near me. I go on Google. Boom, my options show up. Sponsored ads show up at the top,
right.
1 to 4 of them. And then you have the map pack, you have organic, and then at the bottom, you have a few more sponsored ads. So, anyway, at the top, they click oh wow, holiday lighting starting at 19.99, whatever your ad says. They click the ad. You're going to pay for that. You're going to pay for that click. Goes right to your website. Your website better be convertible. If you're investing 1, 2, 10, 20,000 a month on Google Ads, you better make sure that website you're taking them to is convertible.
Yeah.
Convertible in means of phone calls, form fills, text messages, etc. So now you could Google Ads, you could be specific on the geography where you want to target.
Mhm.
You could pick it by zip code, by radius, by county, by state, etc. And then you could also target people by their sex, male or females. You get the household income, certain percentages, top 10, top 20, top 50%. And then you could do gender, household income, and it's just really
Yeah, so you could do basically like back in the day when you create a lead list for doing direct mail. before EDM came out, it was all direct mail, and you had to kind of buy a list from like Info USA or something like that. Then you would get things done. So it sounds very similar, to kind of dial in what you're really looking for from an ad standpoint.
Sure, fine. Yes, correct. And there's certain criteria. Not as Facebook, you can really dial in on
Yeah.
exactly who you're looking for. Google, you can do to a certain extent. However, the main thrust of Google is when someone's searching for holiday lighting company, you show up, your ad speaks to them because you're gonna have a lot of other sponsored ads showing up, especially nowadays. Everyone's in the holiday
Well,
lighting
everybody
game.
inundates them. So, I mean, everybody's trying to get those leads, and because there's only,
Correct.
yeah, we're in an industry that there's a lot of demand, and that demand kind of circulates and always continues to grow. But you want to at least make sure that you're getting all this information coming in, so then you can go, all right, then you kind of pick and choose, or here's your model, and which one works for you as your business. So
Oh yeah, Mike, you hit the nail on the head. The convenience factor, the holiday lighting, post-COVID,
yeah,
everyone got lazy.
oh
No
yeah,
one wants to do anything,
yeah,
and it is booming for the
yeah,
holiday
I
lighting
agree, I agree.
business. And then the safety aspect as well. The safety concerns, the inconvenience, and for me to do it
Well, I
myself.
mean, let's just face it. I always kind of like to put this analogy. It says Christmas lighting is a non-essential, non-necessity thing that makes the world go, right? But so is Best Buy and all these other places where we all will, as humans in society, are tracked to always want more. And and if they see five or six neighbors putting lights up and they're paying somebody, well then what am I missing out? I don't have time either, so I better go find somebody.
Yeah. So Mike, the Google Ads program, once your Google business
Right.
profile is established, you have ownership, you're pumping up reviews, your website is mobile optimized, highly convertible, very digestible, a
Mm-hmm.
powerful first impression. Then you pump it with Google Ads, people searching for your service in the areas you want to be found. And my point is being found at the right time, at the right place, with the right website
Got
is
it.
going to how many whatever your goal is for the year to increase your household your houses or even on the commercial front as well. So
Oh yeah,
it's
it's kind of part of, you got to make sure you're branding too. So that's helping you brand your company name, and and you're trying to get clicks on your website because you're spending good money on your website. And you're spending, if you're doing it right, you want them that to be working for you as a good billboard in a sense. So yeah, no, that's a good point. Well, let me ask you this. So as we kind of wrap this up, when if somebody wanted to contact you, I'll put your information in our post, but you know, do you just do like an initial review and there's a certain cost? I'm not trying to say that each cost is different, but I'm not going to go into that. But you tell me what you want to share at this moment.
Yeah, sure. I mean, company name PS Digital. We're based in Hop Hog, Long Island, New York, full
Mhm.
service marketing agency. My thing to you, Mike, would be anyone looking for just an online evaluation
Right.
from a professional. What do I look like? Let Brian just take a quick peek at my online presence, set up a Zoom call, 10, 15 minutes. I'll download that information to you. I'll give you your strengths. More importantly, I'm going to give you your weaknesses.
Mm-hmm.
And every business, Mike, is different in the sense what they're looking for. Some people are just looking for that branding opportunity
Right.
in their local market. So, I mean, let's face it, 99.9999% is looking for leads,
Yeah.
period. So
Yeah,
we
they
will
want to get something. It's a even if it's a soft lead, you just got to get something started.
So the best way to contact me for this free evaluation, check it out. Excuse me, check it our do a
Right.
Google search for PS Digital. You'll have a website. I'll give you my
I'll
telephone
share I'll
number.
share your website on
Yeah.
our post, and
Oh,
then I'll also get you. Is it okay if I just share your email and your name? Would that be the best?
yeah.
Okay, fine.
All good. And
Yeah,
now is the time. Do not wait until July, June, July, or you no what you're missing the boat. Especially if you have that 1 star average or 2 star average review
yeah,
you're
we
not
got to build
aware
that
of.
up.
it's costing you money by not know. It's I always tell people it's like poker, right? You got to know before I make a bet. I want to know exactly how much money I
Mm,
have before I do anything. So I want to know what I look like before I do anything and invest into my business. So yeah, hit me
that's
up.
smart,
We
very
do
smart.
evaluations every day.
Well, Brian, I'll appreciate your time and efforts and your knowledge, and we'll get this out to the group, and see where this goes. But I forecast another conversation about some other things down the road. So
Sounds good, Mike. Thank you for the opportunity. I appreciate it.
you're very welcome.